everybody. How are you holding up? I hope well. I hope you're not overexerting yourself. It's a really bad time to do that. So I'm just going to say real quick, if you want to go deeper with me or this information, I urge you to sign up with Patreon. The link is in the notes and on my link tree, and you can get private readings from me personally. So this video is about the winter solstice, and we'll start to discuss the eclipse on the 26th, starting with the Devil card. I'm going to break this up into two parts. The Devil, it's very much the Capricorn card. It's perfect for this time of year. And then the next segment, I'll be talking more about 2020 and the numerology and the cards in association with that. That said, if you want a 2020 reading, hit me up. I will help you. So, the Devil. Yes. This time, it's Saturnian. It's really taking everything and going inward. There is also a strong emphasis on Jupiter, which has just shifted overhead into the Capricorn constellation. So the Devil is the light bearer. And this is the solstice we celebrate, which brings light back into your life. So right now it's been dark. You might be feeling heightened emotions, things like that. This card, the Devil, and I'm showing you two different versions now, and I might show you another one if we have time. So it's really definitely about self-preservation. This is a time to self-preserve. This card represents you can think about it like if you're placed into a survivalist mode, you may have to do things sometimes that you would be ashamed of. For instance, war, if you're fighting versus during a time of peace. You can take that from the macro level all the way down to the micro level. You can take it as fighting with your family, arguing, fighting with yourself, and it goes into subconscious and unconscious levels. So can you find ways to tap into those areas and aspects of yourself? It's about coming face to face with areas where we feel prohibited from being who we truly are. So how is society prohibiting you? How is your family prohibiting you? How are you yourself prohibiting who you truly are? This time we're seeing a lot more flaws everywhere, again, from the macro to the micro. So definitely our emotional states are currently heightened, and that means it is a great moment to slow the fuck down and reflect inwards. There's an easy way to do this, which I'll get to momentarily. And the big questions are, where are you seeing patterns in your behavior, and where are you self-punishing? And then also in this time period, we kind of see, there's the Sabian symbols as well. So on the eclipse, we have Capricorn 1 as the sun sign. And that's very much about stepping into your power. And then we have Capricorn 5 under the planet Jupiter, which is about once you've stepped into your power, mobilizing. And so from the eclipse up until from the solstice up until the eclipse, you have a moment where you can kind of tap into stepping into your power and then planning a way to mobilize it within the next year. Jupiter is going to be in Capricorn for a long while, and it is slow moving. So this is nothing to be rushed, but it's about setting an initiation for yourself. And with that, I just kind of wanted to read something amazing that came out in her newsletter the other day from Sarah Gottesdiener. So I'll read that. Let's see here. So, and this is really about stepping into your power, which is why I'm reading it. And it has to do with the Sabian symbol. I don't know if she looked into that or not, but she's very tuned in to the psychic wavelengths. So she wrote, societal expectations of not rocking the boat, not speaking truth, and collective fear of being ostracized is one. example. Societal exceptions of racialized behavior, gendered behavior, feminine behavior, and on are programmed into us. We have to create new definitions of what acceptable behavior is. As Sarah Schulman says, conflict is not abuse. So this goes really right hand in hand with this current Sabian symbols. And this includes, I'm continuing the quote, this includes the tenet that we must be nice above all. And niceness does not include direct communication, honesty, or boundaries usually. Niceness involves a lot of shrinking, a lot of energetic exhaustion, usually. Kindness requires us to actually be honest and to communicate that honesty when appropriate. Be kind, not nice. She goes on to say, these fears and many more, including the fear of being unlovable, aka a bitch, aka being difficult, aka being shunned, or being considered unhireable, aka being impoverished, are just a few blocks that stop us from wanting to access and step into our power completely. What is currently interfering with you stepping into your power in its full entity? You may wish to reflect on your personal patterns. So I'm feeling pretty good because I'm totally on the same wavelength. And the simple task I have for you is to write a list of the past year. A lot of people like to make a list of their New Year's resolutions, things like that. That's great. I personally think writing a list in reflection of the last year, what have you accomplished, anything that comes to mind, and just sitting with that, reflecting with that. That's like a really, really key thing to review. What have you done? How have you stepped into your power? And it also gives you an idea of what you need to do to set the right boundaries, to be kind and not nice in order to move forward. I also want to involve the concepts based around nature and giving thanks for all living things and all of your blessings, which includes being on this earth, which I feel most people are so far removed from. We're machines that are built now to consume, so we have a lot of deprogramming. But the natural world is a source of teachings about natural and universal laws. And understanding the interconnectedness of all things, we recognize that the cosmos, the sun, the moon, the stars, and other planets affect us and connect us in undeniable ways. And those who know this best are the indigenous people. So I always encourage to kind of learn from indigenous people in that way because I feel they are far more connected to the earth in a healthy, natural rhythm. I also wanted to briefly touch on the rune for this. Ooh. We have holly, tin, and the U. The U is for the winter solstice. Holly, yeah. I'll get into it in the next segment. But I just wanted to touch on the U. So the U is a poisonous tree. It's also very much about slowing down, tapping in. While you could be looking out your window at some very old building, the yew tree is thousands of years old. They can grow to be thousands of years old. So they are wise. They have to do with time, aka Saturn, aka Capricorn, aka the devil. And they have to do with death. So closing out, now we're in the last bit of darkness, and winter solstice, we're coming into the light again. So this tree and this rune, it's a gatekeeper for the other side. It's a good time to slow down. And they're a very powerful way to communicate with ancestors. If you can hold the patience and dedication, you can really use this to connect in and connect with your ancestors. And then I also wanted to recommend simply just some nice aromatherapy, because I think a lot of us need some help to decompress, and I find aromatherapy super useful for that. So I really recommend pine, holly, Those are the two really great ones. And also frankincense and myrrh, which were used by Celtic long before the three wise men. So that is all for you. Sending my love. I will have another episode next week where we'll talk about the numerology for the next year and what you can see. And also, I will talk about the eclipse in more detail because it is a biggie. Mwah.